Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri and today we are in the garage even though it's boiling hot and I'm already sweating my balls off because we are going to tackle some more garage storage. Now, I'm gonna tell you this is kind of gonna be like a we can make that, except for we're only making it a million times better. My inspiration was the Ikea. See how cute that is? That is in a bedroom, clearly. But what I was drawn to was this little hanging wooden rack thing. And I was like, holy shit, that would be so good to get all of the shit that I literally just hammered nails into the garage wall and then just hung a bunch of shit. I'll show you. It's a total shit show. I don't know about you, but where I keep my extension cords is not ideal either. I'll show you. You see this cabinet? See this bottom rack right here? Extension cords galore in a pile that I always have to untangle every time I want to use an extension cord. I wanted to do something, kind of nice looking, but to get everything that needs to be off of the ground and can be hung, and then to also get anything that is currently hung just on a nail that I hammered into the wall off of that nail and hung and organized and cute. And that Ikea picture completely inspired me. But then I also thought I could make that and I could make it for way cheaper. So that's what we're gonna do in this DIY Wednesday. Okay, so really quickly, this is the shit show that is this side of the garage that you guys never get to see. But look, there's the paint shelf I always talk about. We got random nails and stuff hanging. If we look over here, there's some more stuff hanging. It is just a serious shit show. So my goal is to try to get anything that's hanging on a random nail off of that random nail, and then anything that's on the ground that can be hung, so that we can get this garage in a better working order. So according to Ikea, in this little rack situation, they call it the Kubus, a rack with 7 hooks. Well, I need way more than 7 hooks. I'll just tell you that right now. You can kind of see there. They actually look like a hook kind of. Ours is gonna be a little bit more modified. Let me tell you the specs on this puppy. It's $14.99, 41¼ inches long, sticks out 4 inches deep, and it is 3.5 inches high. So it's 3.5 feet long for $15. How can we recreate that and have it be cheaper and have it go the entire length of my garage wall? I'll tell you how, and it's super cheap and you're gonna be so amazed. So I ran on over to the Lowe's and I got 2 2x4s that are 8 feet long. Each of these 2x4s cost me $3.22 for 16 feet of length. I paid $6.44. Then I went over to the dowel section and I picked up this $8 for 72 inches of 1 1/4 inch dowel. Then I just had this smaller, same 1 1/4 inch dowel. I may or may not use this, but I do have it, so it is a backup. We're at $14.44, 50 cents cheaper from the Ikea one, and theirs was only 3.5 feet long, and ours is going to be 16 feet long. Do you see where I'm going? 5 times $15. That sounds like a lot of money to me. I'm getting 13 extra feet of hanging storage. And it's gonna be so easy. We're gonna knock this out in one afternoon. All we need is a paddle drill bit. This is 1 1/4 inch. I do have varying sizes. Just get a dowel that is the same thickness as your paddle drill bit. I'm gonna use the chop saw to cut my dowels, but you could hand saw them really. And we're gonna knock this out so fast. It's gonna be so amazing. You're gonna die. So let's get started. Ikea, we're gonna do it better and cheaper. Sorry about it. You can space your hooks at any distance apart you want. The Ikea one had 7 hooks, but I'm gonna do mine at 12-inch intervals. Boom, then 24. Oh, it's kind of easy at every foot. That gives us 7 hooks already, and then this other one is gonna give us 7 more. So we're gonna have 14 hooks, so I'm just gonna go for it, marking every one at 12. Now that I have all of where I want my dowels to go, I want to find the center of each of these boards. They call them 2x4 because they're supposed to be 2 inches thick, 4 inches wide, but you can't really always trust that. Like literally this says it's like 3.5, even though they call it a 2x4. So 3.5 divided by 2, we're gonna go 1 3/4 is our center. And then I'm gonna draw a straight line so I know that's my center. And then wherever my 12-inch marks intersect my center line, that's where we're going to drill to put our hooks. Totally easy, right? So I have my center line marked, and then I went ahead and remarked my 12-inch intervals. So now I have a little cross section of where I'm going to put my drill bit and drill my hole. I don't want my hole to go all the way through the wood. I want to save maybe like a 1/4 inch of wood, so I don't want to punch through the entire 2x4. So I want to mark my drill bit where I want to stop drilling down. So basically, just to find that, I'm just holding my drill along the side, and I'm just kind of eyeballing on the drill bit, but then I'm going to mark that with tape. You know the handy trick. We're gonna tape our drill bit so that we stop drilling when we see the bottom of the tape, and then the depth of all of our holes will be the same, about here. And I feel like that gives me about 1 inch of hole depth. And so when I tape off my drill, I always leave a little tail, and then boom, I'm gonna start drilling. It's as easy as that. We're gonna just knock out, 14 holes in like a split second. So, pro tip, word of caution, however you want to take it. When you are drilling, you do want to go straight down. You want to make sure that you're like literally right over the top. You don't want to have any sort of angling going on, which is the trickiest part. I'm just going to show you. It's tricky. I'm just gonna put the point of my paddle bit at my intersection, make sure I'm straight up and down. When the top of my wood hits the bottom of my tape flag, I'm going to stop drilling. I feel like I'm straight up and down, and I'm just gonna go slowly. Whoa. Voila, we're done. There is our first little hole for our dowel. Pretend, if you will, this was cut to size. This is going to fit right inside of the hole we just made, and now this dowel becomes our hook. So how easy is this? Ikea, hello. So I'm gonna drill out the remainder of my holes, and then we're going to cut our dowel hooks to size, glue them in, and literally be done. And done. That was super fast, super easy, and it made a lot of sawdust. So be sure to wear glasses or protective eyewear so sawdust doesn't get in your eyes. Now that that is done, we have our base completely done. What'd that take us? 5 minutes, no time at all. Now all we have to do is cut 14 little hooks out of our dowels. So more math. This dowel is, I want to say it's 72 inches, but let's just double make sure. Why, yes it is, which is 6 feet. I also do have this extra dowel. If this is already buried in about 1 inch, then I want my hook to be at least 3 inches from the top of the wood, probably 4 inches. Where's my pen? Anyone seen my pen? Oh, don't worry, I found it. And I want this, look at that. Paddle bits are kind of amazing. I mean, that is a perfectly snug fit. So I want to mark my dowel at 4 inches, and then I'm gonna take it out of the hole and measure how long that is. 4.5, of course. Okay, so I did the math, and it just so happens 4.5 divided by 72 inches gives me exactly 16 hooks, and I only need 14. We are spending exactly $15, just like the one that Ikea has, but we're getting 16 feet of hanging storage, and Ikea only gives us 3.5 feet. Tell me that's not amazing. You can't, because it is amazing, because I'm amazed myself. And so is my across the street neighbor Fred, because he came over to see what I was doing, and now he wants to make one in his garage as well. Inspiring people left and right. That's what we do here on This Is Real Life. To cut them, I am going to use the chop saw because I have it, and it's gonna make my job faster. But if you didn't have a chop saw, you could cut this with a jigsaw if you had one. You could even cut it with a handsaw. It would take you a while, but it still could be done. So we just need to mark this at 4.5. Boom, 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 put little dots everywhere, everywhere. I'm not gonna use this, I'm gonna use this. And technically, I'm just gonna mark one at 4.5, cut that one, and then use that one as a template for all my others. So now, I just need to get my chop saw out, and we're gonna chop these up easy peasy. If you have never used a chop saw before and you own one, don't be nervous. It's not difficult. It literally is this motion. It's not hard. It is not hard. Don't be scared. I have it just set at the straight up and down position. Hold her steady. Because it's so top heavy there. Let me turn it. There we go. Because I want to hold with my hand that's not going to be chopping. And then you just press the trigger and then chop down. Done. Wait for the blade to stop spinning. And look, we have our hook. So, using this one as my template, I'm gonna draw the line right there, chop my next one. I only have 12 more chops to go. Okay, all of our hooks are cut, and now we just need to place them with some Titebond wood glue. I'm just gonna fill every single one of my little drill holes with some glue and then set my dowel inside. Voila, done. Once the glue has set a little bit, I'm gonna flip these over and then just screw in through the back, just for extra security, so I don't have to worry about something being possibly too heavy. But for the most part, wood glue, smack it in, we're done. Real fast, real easy. And then I'm kinda gonna just take some wood glue around the edge, oops, messy, around the edge, and then pop that in. That was probably a little too much wood glue there, Sheri, but okay. Boom, easy, see? Ooh, yeah. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Let me just finish this. It's gonna take like 2 seconds. So that's done. That took all of 2 seconds. I just wanna let this glue set for just a little minute so that I could flip it over, and then I'm gonna screw in from the bottom up, and then we'll be able to hang these puppies. But look, seriously. Okay, so I feel like our glue is dry enough. I basically have flipped one upside down and I butted it up against another one so I can kind of get the gist as to where I need to drill down into. So I just pulled out 14 screws and I'm just literally going to line this up. Line this up. Oh geez Louise, seriously Sheri? Am I pre-drilling? Hell to the no. And secure. So I have drilled all the dowels from the back and we are super sturdy. They are ready to be hung, but sadly, I've gotta, clean that back wall. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's hot, I'm sweaty, but we're getting our garage organized in an afternoon. So let's keep going, because the stuff we're gonna hang from, ready to go. So now we just need to clean a little, that's all. I've kind of cleaned the wall. This is where I'm always talking about, oh, in the spare wood pile. This is part of it here. I haven't moved that yet. But I think that I'm ready to hang. I'm gonna use the lines on my garage wall to indicate where the studs are. I'm going to just basically measure out from my side entrance of my door to this end here and then center my 16 feet on that. And then once they're hung, then I can get everything a little bit more organized and up and off the ground. And then this shit show of an area you've just seen is going to look amazing. So I've got them anchored, like just with 2 screws in each one. I have them butting up against each other right behind here. So you can't even tell. It looks like just one continuous thing, and I'm not moving the wood pile. So that's staying right where it is. And now I'm just gonna go in, considering I only have 1 screw in each end of that one and 1 screw in each end of this one. I'm just gonna go through and maybe add like probably 3 more screws to each one in the studs so that it's extra secure and doesn't pull out from the wall. And then I'll start to hang everything, get it up off the ground, organize this whole thing, and then this side of the garage will be done. Yay! So they're up, they're stable. I feel like I could do a pull-up from them if I could indeed do a pull-up. I screwed them into the studs at, intervals. I didn't do every single stud, but I did pre-drill and then screw in. They're hung, and now I just need to organize. Remember this, because when you see it again, it's gonna be beautiful. And we haven't even been out in the garage that long, like literally maybe 2 hours. I need to hydrate before I start reorganizing though. Okay, so I'm a super hot, super sweaty mess, but I have everything done, and I don't even think I've been in the garage for 4 hours today. That includes building our whole hanging rack, organizing, cleaning, sweeping, what have you. So yeah, in an afternoon, I got 1 whole side of the garage completely organized for $15. Are you ready to take a look? Because I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty damn good. Dun, 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 dun. I can't even get it all in because it is so damn long. It spans 16 feet of my garage. I just think it's great because everything is at the same height. I moved the paint can shelf to the corner of the garage, and then I have like the duffel bag, luggage section, the wood section, and there are my extension cords. So they are where I need them, right next to the plug that's right there. That shit show right there is actually Halloween fencing that I made out of birch, and I've always had it hanging from somewhere, and then it got thrown into a pile just on top of some Halloween boxes. So while it doesn't look that neat, it is actually the best place for it and the most organized it has ever been. And then at the very end, we have some camping chairs and whatnot, something that we access quite often. So I put those at the end. But yeah, hello. Now I have a lot of shit, I'll agree. It still looks, like a lot of shit, but everything is completely organized. This giant blanket thing is really not gonna be there every day of every year because that is the roof to my Jeep. But when it's winter, that space will be completely open. And that desk right there and that chair, remember that yard sale I was gonna have? Yeah, so that will be gone too, eventually. Let's not worry about what's on the floor, even though it is still way organized, wood pile, way organized. Check out the hanging shit. The Ikea inspired hanging rack, I guess you could say. 16 feet for $15. So, for 1 afternoon and $15, we were able to get all of our shit off of the garage floor and hanging beautifully and organized. Yay, see? 2020 is looking up. Our garage is becoming more and more organized every weekend. So yeah, I'm excited. We did amazing. It didn't take many tools and not a lot of time. Yeah, done. Now I can go jump in the pool because it's hails hot outside and I am sweating. But it was all worth it because that's amazing. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell so you are alerted to all of the DIY Wednesday videos I push out every other Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thanks for hanging out.